Okay, for this chapter study, we're going to talk about power chords. This is going to be part one of a study. We'll continue this later in the book. Okay, for your power chord, we're just going to be playing the roots and the fifths of our keys. So very minimal chord, super fun, very powerful, obviously, as hence the name. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you some open position power chords, and then we'll also do some fretted power chords too. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at number one. This is going to be an E power chord. Just basically have your index finger on your second fret on your fifth string and then have your open sixth string. So right there is going to be a two-note power chord. And then heads up, if I bar, I can also get a three-note power chord. And those are totally cool too. So we'll talk about two-note and three-note power chords. Okay, now basically number one's going to be all eighth notes. We're going to go 2 bars of E power chord, switch it to 2 bars of A power chord. And then for your A, I'm just going to have my open fifth string and my index is on my second fret fourth string. And if you want a three-note power chord, just bar and get also your second fret on the third string. Okay, now take it to a D power chord for the next 2 bars, and that's just going to be index finger on my second fret third string with my open fourth string. And then we're going to take it to F, and that's going to be a fretted power chord. So I'm going to have my index on the first fret sixth string, and then ring finger stretches to my third fret fifth string. Okay, now with all of these, I'm going to recommend just do down picking. Here comes number one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Second bar. Okay, here's number one a little faster. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, let's take a look at number two. For number two, our rhythm is going to be a bar of quarter notes to a bar of eighth notes. And for the first 2 bars, we'll do an F sharp power chord. That's going to be our power chord shape based on our second fret on our low sixth string. Index is on second fret sixth string. Ring finger is on fourth fret fifth string. We're going to switch that to a B power chord. Just take that same shape up to your A string. Now my index is on the second fret fifth string and ring is on the fourth fret fourth string. We're going to switch it to a C power chord. Just take that same power chord up a half step on the same string. Now my index is on the third fret fifth string, rings on the fifth fret fourth string. And then for the last bar, we're going to do a bar of G sharp, and that'll be fourth fret on the sixth string with ring on the sixth fret fifth string. And then we'll take that up to an A power chord. And for this one, I'm going to do it off of the fifth fret. So I just want to point out that we could do our A power chord off of our fifth fret on the sixth string. Got my index finger on that note, and then my ring finger's grabbing the seventh fret fifth string. And that's basically same notes as our open position A power chord. So a lot of times we're going to have a couple options where we're going to play our power chords. Okay, here comes number two. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number two a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's take it to number 3. For number 3, we're going to target our 4-string root for some of our power chords, and it's that same shape. So for my E power chord, I'm going to be on my second fret with my index on the fourth string, and then ring finger gets the fourth fret on the third string. Okay, now for this one, we're going to be doing, again, all eighth notes. On bar 2, we're going to pivot down to a B power chord. That's our second fret on the fifth string. Take it up to our fourth fret on the D string for an F sharp. And that's going to be index finger on the fourth fret fourth string, ring fingers on the sixth fret third string. And then pivot down to a C sharp power chord. That's going to be my fourth fret on the fifth string, and then ring fingers on the sixth fret fourth string. We're going to go up a half step to a D power chord. again on the 5th string. Now my index 5th fret 5th string, and then rings on my 7th fret 4th string. We're going to go up to a 7th fret 4th string A power chord. In that one, I have my index on the 7th fret 4th string, rings on the 9th fret 3rd string. And then we're going to go for the last 2 bars to an E power chord, and that's my 7th fret on the 5th string, and then I have my index, and then my ring fingers on the 9th fret 4th string, and then since we're in E, I'm also going to incorporate the open 6th string for this one. Okay, here comes number 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Here's number 3 a little faster. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... So have fun with your power chords. You could definitely rock them out. Also check out distortion. It's really fun to crank it up. Okay, for number 1, we're going to slide up from a G to an A power chord on beat 1, and then just pick it for the first note. Let your slide happen without picking, and then we'll resume our picking on the 8th notes for beat 2. So here's bar 1 really slow. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, now on bar 2, we're going to slide back down to our G. Bar 3, we're going to slide down from a G to an F, and then slide back up from an F to G for bar 4. Okay, here's number 1. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Here's number 1 a little faster. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, for number 2, we're going to do a fun little guitar hammer-on. For your F power chord, there's a pretty cool open string hammer-on we can do. So I'm going to keep my F-sharp shape, but I'm going to have my open E string for beat 1, and I'm going to hammer on to my 2nd fret on the low 6th string, keeping my ring finger on my 4th fret 5th string. Okay, now let your hammer-on be a hammer-on, so don't pick that hammer-on, and then resume your strumming. We're going to have 8th notes for beats 1 and 2, a quarter note on beat 3, and then 8th notes again on beat 4. Now we're going to do this riff on an F-sharp power chord for the first 2 bars. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and then basically just take it to your A string, and we're going to do the same concept with the B power chord. And then for the B, I've got my ring finger on my 4th fret 4th string, and I'm hammering on from an open 5th string to my 2nd fret on the 5th string. Okay, here comes number 2. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and... Here's number 2 a little faster. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and... Okay, for number 3, we're going to go into a 3-note power chord, and we're going to do some picking and some triplet rhythms with it. Now, for your F power chord with 3 notes, just go to your index finger on your 1st fret 6th string, ring fingers on the 3rd fret 5th string, and then pinky gets the 3rd fret on the 4th string. So now I have a root, 5th, and an octave. So you can always do your power chords with 3 notes too. 2 notes is great too, but sometimes it depends on the riff, or it depends on how you like to play it. Okay, now for this one, we're going to go up in triplets from our 6th to our 5th to our 4th string on each beat. Okay, now I'm also going to give you Another picking suggestion, you can go down, down, up. So down pick your 6th and 5th string, and then up pick your 4th string, and that's kind of a cool economy way to pick that. Down, down, up, down, down, up. So you could do all down strums or try out that picking too. Okay, we're gonna go from an F sharp on bar 1, we're gonna take it up to an A flat power chord on bar 2, and this one I have my index on the 4th fret 6th string, rings on the 6th fret 5th string, pinkies on the 6th fret 4th string. From here we're going to take it to a C power chord based off of the 5th string, got my index on the 3rd fret 5th string, rings on the 5th fret 4th string, pinkies on the 5th fret 3rd string. And then from here we'll come up a half step to a D flat power chord. Now my index is on the 4th fret 5th string, rings on the 6th fret 4th string, and then pinky is on the 6th fret 3rd string. Okay, here we go. Here's number 3. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Here's number 3 a little faster. 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay, let's take it to number 4. For number 4, we're going to do some 16th notes, and we're going to start off on an A power chord, a 3-note power chord. So for this one, have your open 5th string, and then just bar with your index, and you get your 2nd frets on the 4th and your 3rd string. Okay, now for this one, we're going to be picking from our 5th to our 4th to our 3rd string back to our 4th string. So the pattern will sound like this. These are 16th notes, so we'll just kind of like 1 E and a, 2 E and a. And I'm going to also recommend some picking for this one. You could go all down picks, or you can go down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. Another economy way to pick. Okay, on bar 2, we're going to take it to an E power chord. That's your same shape, but now I have my open 6th string, and I'm barring to get my 2nd frets on the 5th and 4th string. I'm going to go to a G power chord with that 3rd note in there. So I've got my index on the 3rd fret 6th string, rings on the 5th fret 5th string, pinkies on the 5th fret 4th string. And then from here we'll take it down to that F power chord again. Okay, here's number 4. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Number 4 a little faster. 1, 2, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, for the last one, we're just going to have some fun putting some chords on some different parts of the beat. We're going to start off on a G power chord on your 4th string. So that's my index finger on the 5th fret 4th string, rings on the 7th fret 3rd string. We're going to play all 8th notes, but we're going to switch to a 2nd chord right on the and of 3. So I'm basically going to go 1 and 2 and 3, and then I'm going to pivot to my D power chord, 5th fret A string, for the and of 3, and then for beat 4. So no, the first bar is going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now we're going to take that same concept to an A to an E for my A power chord. I'm on my 7th fret on the 4th string, and then I'll pivot down to my 7th fret on the 5th string. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my G to D, same thing we did before. So bar 3 is just like bar 1, and then for the last bar, I'm just going to do a C to a D power chord. That's my 3rd fret to my 5th fret on the 5th string, and then each gets 2 beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so here's number 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Number 5 a little faster. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So I recommend have fun with your power chords. Go ahead and jam on them too. See what you can come up with, and you'll see power chords are real popular, especially in heavier musics. But also you find them all over the place. Great ways to rock out on your guitar.